Amir Cooper, Sebastian Chavez Romo, Lucas James, Z-Quack, James Morales, Serge Rock, Wrestler Reviews, Peyton Ponce, and of course the Bloodline. You have been acknowledged.
Ruthless Aggression!
Metal Driver here, and today I am looking at another Ruthless Aggression Elite figure, and this time it is Stone Cold Steve Austin. On the side we get an image of Austin, then on the back we get another image along with some information and the rest of the figures that are in this wave. And before I continue, I want to give a quick shout out to Barbell Dungeon for correcting me on the Ruthless Aggression Undertaker review. In that video I mentioned that I was a little annoyed that that figure came with a folding chair as an accessory instead of a vest or a shirt, and he mentioned that that figure is supposed to be an homage to the Jack-specific Ruthless Aggression line, which I had completely forgotten. I remember mentioning that in the Series 1 reviews that I did last year, that the accessories that came with them also came with the original figures, so somewhere along the line I've forgotten that that was the intention of this wave, so that's why Taker comes with a folding chair, although if Mattel wanted to be accurate, it should have been a blue chair instead of a black one, but either way, thank you for pointing that out. Now let's go ahead and open this up and take a closer look at Stone Cold Steve Austin. And here is the Texas Rattlesnake out of the packaging. We get a nice 360 look at the figure, looking at all the details that are on it. Comes with a few accessories, some of which are already on the figure. The ones that are not include two hands. The matching pair are already on the figure, so these hands are gripping hands and a pointing finger hand, because Stone Cold Steve Austin is well known for pointing his index finger. I mean, it's fine. We're never going to get middle fingers from Mattel, perfectly understandable. Although in this case, this kind of makes sense because the back of the packaging shows Austin holding a microphone and pointing, so we can recreate this famous scene. And speaking of the microphone, we get one, and it has the WWE logo on two sides, so the paint is good. Although this side it looks like it's misaligned, not quite centered, but not a big deal. And then we get a black soft goods shirt. It's got a skull with these rays coming out. It says Austin 316 on the skull, and at the bottom of the image it says Stunner Inc. So I believe this is a first for an Elite Stone Cold. Now I think there is a basic that has this shirt painted on. Either way, it's cool. Austin's got all these cool shirt designs. I hope we eventually get some of the iconic ones on our Elite figures, especially that Stone Cold baseball jersey that he wore in 1999. That would be nice. The printing on the shirt looks good. The material is nice and soft, feels good. There is Velcro on the back, so you can take this off. Now, I'm just going to check to see if there's any staining, just because it seems like with wrestling figures, including Mattel, we've gotten some staining in the past. Alright, I don't see any staining, so that's good. In this case, it wouldn't be as big of a deal because this is meant to have his shirt on, because it's a street gear, his civilian attire. And then the final accessory that he has is this chain. This gold chain around the neck. We've seen this before, it's not brand new, but it's still nice to have. Then taking a look at the head sculpt, this is not brand new. In fact, I'm pretty certain this is the original Stone Cold head that Mattel has used for many years, just with TrueFX printing, which if that's the case, I'm okay with it. The TrueFX printing makes it look really good. The paint on the facial hair looks good for the most part. It does look like it's kind of a little bit light on the color. Maybe it could have been a little bit darker. The eyes are painted like he's looking off to the side, so he's not looking straight ahead. I'm going to assume that that's not how it's supposed to be. Perhaps Todd McFarlane personally painted mine. In any case, it doesn't look that bad. The rest of the head looks good, although from the side you can see that this part of the beard, the goatee, should have been painted. It looks kind of weird like that. He's got some scar on the cheek right here. Let's look at that side right there. It doesn't look as bad. Perhaps the paint just isn't perfectly aligned with that sculpting. Then looking at the body, we did see the shirt already. Let's go ahead and take that off. And it's the same Elite Stone Cold torso that we have seen many times before. I'm fine with it. Doesn't need to be different in my opinion, especially if he's wearing a shirt, so it looks fine. Get some nice double jointed pinless elbow, so that is good. And then looking at the bottom, at his legs, he's wearing camo pants. Now the back of the box shows him wearing this shirt and some blue jeans, or maybe they're jean shorts. I don't really recall Stone Cold wearing camo pants during the Ruthless Aggression era. I know he wore them in the Attitude Era when he wore that all camo getup. But as I mentioned early in the video, this line is an homage to the original Ruthless Aggression line by Jack Pacific, and there is a Ruthless Aggression Stone Cold with this exact shirt and camo pants combination, so that is cool. I don't mind the camo pants. I think it looks nice. Let's look at the paint on here. Paint looks good, in my opinion. I don't see anything that's majorly sloppy or mispainted, and even if there was something mispainted, it's camo gear, so Mattel can get away with a little bit of sloppiness. Although here, there looks like some camo paint missing. I don't know if that's intentional. It looks kind of weird. Yeah, it looks a little bit better on this side. Maybe they could have filled in these empty gaps with a little bit more camouflage paint. I would have preferred that instead of having these just missing spots. Doesn't really ruin the figure. You get a lot of that from the front here. And let's look inside the pants and the inner thigh. Yeah, you get that painted pretty well. Let's look at the back of the legs. Yep, that looks good. Good paint. Same thing on the front. So that looks pretty nice. And then, of course, some standard Stone Cold feet. Looking at the articulation, the head is on a ball joint. It looks that high up and that far down, so pretty good range. Can turn side to side and tilt very well. Shoulder goes that high up. It rotates all the way around, although with this shirt, you don't want to do that because then you might stretch the sleeve or ruin it, so just trust me. It rotates all the way around. There's a bicep swivel, double jointed elbows, a swivel and hinge at the wrist, crunches that far forward, goes that far back, a waist swivel, legs go that far out, that high up, a thigh cut, double jointed knees, rotation at the feet. Ankle doesn't really go that high up or down due to the plastic of the pants, but he does have some pretty good ankle pivot. Alright, and now I'm going to compare this Stone Cold with some of my other Stone Colds that have street attire on, civilian gear. Two of them are actually customs. I gave those Stone Colds some double jointed elbows, swapped the arms, gave him a different head, and have custom shirts on them. So let's take a look. Here he is next to the Best of the Attitude Era Stone Cold. Here he is next to the Hall of Fame Stone Cold. Here he is next to one of my custom Stone Colds using the t-shirt that came with the Ultimate Edition Austin that says Austin 316. Here he is next to another custom with the red Austin 316 that has that drip effect. And then finally, I do have this 100% pure Rattlesnake t-shirt, so go ahead and put that on the new Stone Cold, see how that looks. And here he is with that custom shirt, and that looks pretty cool. Hopefully one day Mattel can give us an Austin with this shirt or some of the other Stone Cold shirts that we haven't gotten. I honestly wouldn't mind that. I think we need some more civilian gear Austin figures. And in case if you're wondering how the Wreck and Slam ATV looks with this Austin, I think it looks really good. Now the color's not accurate to what he actually used on TV, but I think it's fine enough. And overall, I think this figure is pretty good. I am a fan of the civilian gear look, especially when it comes to Austin, so hopefully we get more. And if this is something that you've been wanting, this is a great one to pick up. He's got double jointed elbows, nice paint on the head sculpt, cool shirt. And so far I've been a fan of the Ruthless Aggression line. I like them. The only problem is their distribution. Walmart's been terrible with them. In fact, I really wish if Mattel just didn't do these store exclusives. I'm not really a fan of them. Companies don't always think about the customers when it comes to these things. They really think about their wallet and what kind of deals they can make. I understand. That's just how the world works. And it wouldn't really be that big of a deal if we actually got these in Walmart stores. I haven't had a problem with finding the Target exclusives. Walmart ones though, they're just really a pain to find. So hopefully you are able to find this if you want this. And of course I'm speaking to the US customers, the US collectors, because the international ones always get screwed with these. So if you are an international fan, hopefully you are able to find one at a reasonable price online. I think it's a fine figure, and if you pick it up, I think you'll enjoy it. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Click on the card at the end of the video to watch more wrestling figure reviews, and I'll see you next time.